Hello, window cleaner.
What is your name?
Paddington?
Paddington?
Yes? You're where there's a bear on your roof.
The Peruvian bear who loves marmalade is back with a new adventure, Paddington 2. He's not alone on his new journey though, as the stars of the first flick have also returned and feel more connected than ever to his story.
He's been a friend of mine since childhood, and who would have thought he'd ever end up on the big screen? He certainly didn't. And so it's lovely to have had the success of the first film, and hopefully, fingers crossed, that people will embrace the second one.
He's such a great character. He's a small bear trying to make his way in a big world that sometimes seems a little unfamiliar and a little crazy and a bit sort of scary to him sometimes, but he brings such wonderful values, such warmth and enthusiasm and generosity of spirit and kindness to the world that I think you can't fail but to fall for Paddington.
Well, he's an icon and he represents how we all feel, lost and in need of a friend, and the kindness of strangers. And I think that there's a lot to be said for that.
A message like that can quickly spread, and it certainly did between the humans in the movie. And that's why the Brown family were all so happy to get back to the set for this sequel.
We had become a good team on the first film. There's always a risk that the children are going to grow up and their voices are going to drop. But luckily, Madeline's voice didn't drop. And so she still plays Judy. And we have Samuel playing young Jonathan again. And he can still teach me how to fix things on my smartphone, which of course I could, I'm being a grown-up, I'm incompetent.
It just felt like working with your friends, and you have a sort of a code and you know how each other thinks, and that helps. And I always want to work with my friends.
Working with friends is never a bad thing. For Hugh Bonneville though, he was forced to work with an old colleague who he'd perhaps rather have avoided.
Being reunited with Hugh Grant after 20 years was a nightmare. The restraining order had run out of time, and so we'd worked together on Notting Hill, and he was just as miserable and painful to be around as he was 20 years ago.
I'm the baddie in the second film. I play this West End theatre actor who was very famous but now has fallen on hard times and makes a living from doing dog food commercials. He's rather bitter.
Even though Hugh Grant plays the baddie, he's overjoyed with how the movie's turned out. After all, it's not like any other children's movie.
I think it's quite difficult to make children's films which manage not to be schmaltzy or sentimental or sort of exploitative. It was lovely.
You know, obviously we want kids to love it, but we tried to not make one of those movies where you sort of go, here's a bit for the kids and here's a bit for the grown-ups that maybe the kids get bored in. And, we tried to make ourselves laugh, and hopefully we take the world with us.
I think the classics like E.T., like all great children's films, don't really fit into that genre. Therefore, everyone, a great film is a great film.
It's important, I think, with a family film to think through your message. It is fun, and I think Paddington's value system is be kind and polite and the world will be right, and look for the good in people and you'll find it, and we really test those values throughout the film, and in the end I think you realise that if we were all a bit more like Paddington, the world would be a better place.
Paddington's philosophy of life, which is there in the books, which after all were written in the 50s, of if you're kind and polite, the world will be right. Nothing could sound more facile or trite, but actually it's rather nice and rather useful in today's age.
That certainly is a lovely motto, and if you'd like to see a young bear living by that example, check out Paddington 2 now.
This is breaking and entering. We haven't broken anything.
Like what you see? Subscribe to our channel for more exclusive videos.